PodFest and met the woman who was going to be his wife, Celicia. Now they have a little baby, Ajax. And so, I've been following part of this journey. Another friend of mine, Scott Weaver, many of you know him from the Global Tea Break. Scott was running a podcast, and he had talked about these different conferences, including PodFest. Well, it was just a natural to get involved. They had an online version, and Russ, you and I were both a part of the online conferences. I know I did it for at least 2 years. And they had the world's record set, Guinness World Record. So we're a part of the largest virtual podcasters conference ever, 2 years in a row. So a very special niche, but hey, we're a part of it. So the opportunity came up to go to Orlando, and I was just overwhelmed at the opportunity to be there and to meet with 2,000 people who understand what I do, and I understand what they do, and feed into each other's lives.
Well, it was completely amazing. And what was such a great part of it, Mike, I mean, being able to see you in 3D for the first time. And I definitely got my fix of Mike.
Hey, so feelings mutual, Russ.
We learned. So I couldn't hear Mike, and so Mike would just have fun with that. And Mike talked so fast that I couldn't stay up with it, even if I could hear. But it was okay because I'm a fast talker also, so I totally get that. And we also had our good friend Vanessa, and I don't know if Vanessa's going to drop in tonight or not. But it was just really meeting new friends, and then also got to see Enrique is here. Gonzalez is commenting here on the show tonight. He was there first time I'd met Enrique, and yet he'd been on my live stream a couple times. Other people, just several, Brian and Nancy, Brian Schulman, Nancy, Deborah Barros, they were there. Known them for years, Scott. I mean, you and I have known them back from the early days of What's Good Saturday, no, What's Good Wednesday, and Shout Out Saturday. Yeah. Back when Tim, before Nancy was there, back when Tim Sohn was the partner with Brian.
The master of the avatar thing. That's just so hilarious.
He was great with that. And Tim Sohn and I become amazing friends. And so it just one thing leads to another. Mike, I'm going to bounce back to you because so many great things. Kevin was there with his documentary, with his film, he and Michael, and you were making such great connections. Talk more about the advantages of all the connections with all these people and the great things that are going to happen and come out of that.
Again, the fish and water. And before I do, don't think you're going to get away with this. So Russ, I like to talk. Russ can't hear me. And so I told Russ when we first got in the car, I said, hey, Russ, I said, it's okay. Because he was explaining he couldn't hear me well and things. And I said, it's okay. I like to talk. If you smile and just nod, I'm a happy guy. I just like to talk. And so he did. All right. And y'all know how you talk to a baby. They good. The baby's there. That was us. That was the whole week. It was phenomenal. Only time he could understand me is if I used the D. Scott voice because it was slow and deep. Or if it was real important, I would say, hey, Scott, translate this to us. But yeah, as far as connections, again, not to get in the weeds, but hopefully somebody benefit because I'm not the only one that feels this way. I know this now, proof positive. But I've never been in that arena. It has been years. And then since the Hounds, never. So to do all this virtual, to be sitting around hermit style, right? Like it's just online nonstop. And to go out there and see 1,000-fold results from our principles and how we operate, our framework and, reciprocity, all that stuff. And then to be in a room full of 1,000+ people that do the same, surreal. So it was exhausting. Thanks to these guys. These guys wake up before the roosters do, man. Even the roosters are like, go to sleep, Scott. Russ is out there praying for people at 4 a.m., And so the first part, when I went there, I was kind of on that default. I have to go get my money's worth. And, it's a huge thing. It's like you're not just trying to eat the whole elephant at once. You're eating the whole zoo. It was just, and then, once I realized I'm here to serve and connect. I'm not here to perform and run around and and grab random cards. I'm about quality before quantity, right? Once I decided to chill, and honestly, the mental thought was, listen, if Jesus could rest, maybe you should try it. So I did. I said, look, and then I started bug zapping. The same thing I've been teaching for years, and I know it works. It worked in real life. It worked in person, right? And so what was miraculous is that once I started doing that, it was like playing ping pong. Like I met Nathan. Nathan showed up for me. I showed up for Nathan, right? Because I would never go to an AI course on purpose. I mean, I don't understand most of what they say, but I went to support him because he supported me, and he had the answers that kept me up till 3 a.m. You know, those kind of things are coincidences that were just, and we didn't try. So getting to know people, pushing people up, I mean, that was just miraculous, and it led to real things, right? I'm seeing the seeds sprout now, right? And it's surreal, and that's why we were late. The group call was 5 to 6. You couldn't get them to leave. That's why Russ was yelling, "Where are you?" Because I was just in there talking to 20 people that we and I didn't even make sense. I couldn't make sense at 4 hours of sleep in the fifth day, and they didn't care. So it just proved it. Even if you don't have the right words, even if your brand, if whatever inefficiency you think is keeping you back, you can never go wrong by connecting with people. Hey, how can I support you? How can I push you up? How can I do something? Because the only reason I'm here and I evolved as a person and a businessman, both, better people, relationship. They related to me somehow. They felt like, hey, let me help this guy. And now we get to pay it forward. That's what I'm doing today, this week. Hey, all these other people who are where I was at 4 years ago, reach back and pull them with you. Right. And I don't care if it sounds corny. I'm not here to appease. I'm here to attract. I want more people that have passion to do something special, that look at me and go, yeah, that guy can do it. I really believe I might be able to. And now tomorrow we get to do that on a bigger scale. People are excited about that. Well, maybe they miss PodFest. Maybe they want to go further. And it's just, hey, it's like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood in business, and it works. Who knew, right?
It does work. It does work. And Scott, I want you to talk a little bit about tomorrow, but before you do that, I'm going to play a little video. Got a couple things here from PodFest. So we're just going to play a couple here, and it was such an amazing time. I can't even begin to say how much I enjoyed it. And so here's one little clip from this kind of from the beginning. Well, wait a second. I think this one's from the beginning. We're going to find out. Here we go. So there we go. Oh, Mike disappeared. Hey, Mike, there you are. You're back.
Magic.
So many amazing people. It's plenty of time. I've got hundreds of hashtag Russ selfies just from this event all by itself. But that's just a little taste of the people that we had there.
And let me just talk about people for just one moment.
Yeah, go for it.
There's some things that are overwhelming that people do. And Roz Rosado took a 3-hour one-way train trip to have lunch with us, with Russ and I there. Wow. And I mean, think about that for a moment. She took 6-hour round trip for lunch. I was just overcome with the fact that she would do that. And thank you, Roz, for taking that. Taking that time. She's been on this screen many times. We've had so many great conversations. It was fantastic to see her live, but it is, I will just say, one of the events that just filled my heart with being able to see people, to be able to see Brian and Deborah, to meet with Leo York for the first time
Yes.
in real. And just to shout out to Leo, he was staying there in the hotel, and with Russ needing rest during the day because we were driving hard, early mornings, late nights. Leo gave him a key, and he just go up and he had a second bed, and Russ could go up and rest. And that's what community does.
Well, let me just jump in there, and then I want to talk about the global tea break. But I want to tell everybody that what a blessing. Yes, Leo was amazing, and enabling me just to be able to run up there and take a rest. Because of my cancer journey, I can't make those whole days. I just woke up from a nap before this show. I've had 4 other live streams and podcasts today. I have so much activity coming off PodFest, and so it. At an event like this, I needed that, and he was such a blessing. And yes, I just want to give a shout out to Roz. When I let her know we were coming to the area, and she goes, "Man, I'd love to come up and have lunch." I said, "That's so amazing," and it was so great to see her. And just I just can't even say it, because we've done so many Russ Reels live with her and Bob and Tracy and Noopy, and I one by one, I'm picking them off, being able to see them, which is great. And so thankful for that. And so, yeah, Enrique, so great to see you there. It was such an amazing thing. You were in that video, so hopefully you saw that. But Scott, talk a little bit about tomorrow with the Global Tea Break. What's going on there?
Yeah, so the Global Tea Break International Networking, co-founded with Alan Hennessy's in Dublin, Ireland. We met in 2016 at the Social Media Summit there in Ireland. And we are now starting year 7 of the Global Tea Break International Networking, because we decided we could use Zoom. And we started before COVID. We actually did the first meeting in February of 2020. Just crazy. The very next month, it turned out we needed that more than ever. And the tea break has had so many great people in it, and this is a free community. We're there just to support and encourage each other. And one of the things that we say in the tea break is, please promote yourself. If you have a new book, if you have a new course that's coming out, if you're going to be a guest on something, let us know, because we want to support and encourage each other. Every time we've had a Global Tea Break meeting, collaborations have happened from the very first meeting. I remember the very first tea break that we had, there were some folks that I knew who did branding. There was a friend that Alan had invited, who was a WordPress guy, and the two of them got together. And I remember telling Alan, "Isn't it great when our kids play well together?" so we decided Alan and I talked about this and talked with Mike and said, let's combine with the Hounds of Business, because the conjunction that we use is and. It's not or. You're not a member of the Tea Break or the Hounds of Business or PodFest. No, you are a member of the Pod Fam. You are a hound. You are a tea breaker. And it's and. And so tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time, and if you go to my website, just go to dscottsmith.com and scroll down. You'll see the purple logo there for the Global Tea Break. Click that, take you to a Google Doc. You will get the link emailed to you, and then you'll join us tomorrow. 90 minutes of networking. We've got Wendy Brandt from PodFest. She's the operations director there. We've got the Andrew Weiss. I mentioned Andrew. We've got him. He is he's the director of, I forget what it is. What is that? Do you remember, Russ? Anyway, it's partnering up.
He's just in charge.
Partnering with other. Yeah. So they're coming, and we have so many PodFest people that have signed up already. We've got hounds that are coming in. We've got tea breakers. When you've got 3 strong communities that come together, it's amazing what happens. So I encourage people to come. We go 90 minutes. We're going to have some overviews, some introductions. We're going to go into breakout rooms where there will be one person in every room who is the reporter. You got to take notes and say, oh, I was in the room with Mike Ashebrainer. This is what he does. I was in the room with Russ. This is what he does, and this is what I do. So everybody will get to know everyone. And then we're going to have some special presentations talking about the hounds of business and what is it and why do you need to be a part of it? Because as we say, surround yourself with those who will not let you fail. Join the PodFest family. If you can't go to the conference even, there are plenty of ways to be involved, and join the tea break. We're there every month, generally on the 3rd Friday of the month, always free. We are just there to help, to support, and encourage each other. And I'll break for a moment, but I will tell you about a great event that happened this morning as well.
Well, I just want to say I would not be podcasting or live streaming without Scott. I would not be an international best-selling author without Scott. And I would not know how to use Zoom without Scott, because he and I met October of 2019. He brought me into either the first or the second global tea break. I've been there since the beginning. And he said, there's this thing called Zoom we're on. I'm like, what is Zoom? I have never used Zoom. I have no idea what that is. And so that was before COVID hit. When COVID hit, because of Scott, I was teaching everybody else how to use Zoom. I was bringing everybody together in groups and networking because of Scott's help with me. And, there's so many things I could go on, Scott, but I do appreciate all that you've encouraged me to do. And the fact that you show people how to do things by doing it is what encouraged me to get out there and start podcasting. And then you and I started live streaming. And there's been so many amazing things that this community has been built on those foundations, which I appreciate. Before I have you talk about this morning, what happened, I do want to encourage everybody, go globalteabreak.com. It's there in the comments. So make sure and click on that and get ready and come tomorrow.
And the easiest way, just go to my website, go to dscottsmith.com, and then click the link. That'll take you directly to the registration, just a Google form.
There you go. Go to dscottsmith.com right there. So please do that. And I'm going to show another little video clip from yesterday, or from PodFest, I'm sorry. Here we go. Hey everybody, Russ here at PodFest. I'm telling you, this is an amazing, meeting so many new friends and getting acquainted face to face with old friends that we've known for so long. So what a blessing. Here's some more on PodFest. It's another day at PodFest. Here we go. All right, I say pod, you say fast. Pod, fast. Pod. It all started. Well, I tell you, it was amazing. I have no idea why that is up there and you can't see us, but we're going to figure that out here in just a second. So anyway, oh, interesting. Okay, well, Let me see
That's
here.
just
We're
your
gonna get
it's just your overlay. That's all right.
yeah.
We're good.
All right, we're gonna take that out and very interesting. That has just shown up out of nowhere, and I don't even know where that is. So let's see here. How about this? Back in here.
You're not alone.
There we go. We're gonna get us
There-
back, and we're gonna do it this way. Here we go. All right. So, ta-da! Look at that. You know, StreamYard, I love you. I love you, StreamYard. There's been changes though, and it magically does its own thing right there. It just changed everything on its own. So just a little test. We might want to work that wrinkle out. So that is a good thing. But you know what? I am want to talk a little bit, Scott. You had an amazing event today. And Mike, we're not forgetting about you, but I want Scott to talk a little bit about the social media breakfast today he was at.
Yeah. So we'll talk about so many different things. So here's the deal. And everyone has experienced this. You have a mountaintop experience. You go to a PodFest, you go to any conference convention, and you meet remarkable people. You get your brain filled with fabulous ideas. You are on fire. And then you go back home and the world closes in on you and it starts to smother that fire. And unless you fan that flame, you're going to lose it. And so Michael talked about what he's done and who he brought in, because he's got some amazing things going on with the Hounds. And then we've got tomorrow the tea break, where we're bringing together 3 communities. This morning, had been already scheduled, the social media breakfast DFW. And this was the inaugural breakfast there, the meeting put on by Ann Wynn. And she was in Houston and had been a part of Social Media Breakfast Houston, which is coming up on 17 years, founded by our friend Cami Hoysa and her friend and partner Jem. That it is an opportunity to, again, surround yourself with people who will not let you fail. So we went there, and I had posted in this into the app that controlled all the meetings and conversations for PodFest as an event. And so we had Vanessa, the Vivacious, who we ferried about there in Orlando. She came because she lives in Dallas. We had 2 other podcasters, a couple, Rick and Clancy, and they talk about being empty nesters, and they came. And you know, that room was filled full of people who are eager to learn from each other, to support each other. And I was able to spend time with Anne and with Vanessa and with Samantha Elizabeth and Cami Hoysa. You know, it was just amazing. And what happens is we're keeping that fire going. We're not letting the world and the activities of the daily grind put that fire out. And ideas were going and we were bouncing off each other. It was truly just a continuation of the summer camp of experience that we had in Orlando.
Yeah, and Orlando was super amazing. And Michael, let's bring you over here. I want to show everybody. I love this picture. So I'm going to bring this up because, you know, not too often do you get Mike smiling like that. Mike's a pretty serious guy. So when I got that picture, I thought, hey, I got an actual picture of Mike smiling. There you go. But Mike, talk about, okay, you got so much going on. Just pick it up.
You want me talking about the picture you just showed, event, or what?
Talk about yesterday.
Oh, yesterday's live stream?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you talking about keeping the fire going. We dumped gasoline on it. I mean, you know, like it just, we wanted to come back, and we didn't want to, just like today, we just didn't want to sit back and, you know, hear the guys ruminate and talk about something that didn't matter, right? We wanted to bring back the experience, encourage other people to do it, bring back some nuggets, inner stuff we learned, external business things, right? Opportunity. And it was fun. That's why I was late today, right? I mean, again, you know, why? Because, you know, I picked up a lot of strays out there with the Hounds, right? And so there's all kind of people that I had met, but a lot of these folks, here's the fun part, and I want you guys to kick it back, if you will. The fun part was, for example, I went there to support Nathan at the AI, right? And because he showed up for me, and I felt like D. Scott. You know, like when I have a problem and D. Scott tells a story, he really likes it. Now I get why. Because this young man, I could tell he was sitting there and he was kind of jitters, and you know, and I got to share that experience, which is fun when you get old, right? Older, speak for yourself. But so anyway, I thought I was showing up to help him. Well, like I said, he helped me by what he taught. But what I didn't share was there's this lady that was sitting in front of us, right? And so I had took the mic because he said, hey, I just started my school community. And if you'd like to learn more for free, you can join it. There's only one person. Well, I took the microphone to, you know, because I was excited, wanted to push him up. And I said, well, you got two now, Hoss. I was like, this is amazing. I appreciate it. And it was all honest. I said, you're the only person that can talk about AI strategy and stuff that matters. I mean, you know, where you find that? Anyway, I just gave my honest testimony. And then guess what? People said, no, you're not the first. I'm the first. No, you're number 6. This guy, he just told me backstage earlier on the call. He said, I got 15 people wanting to join and learn more and get involved and keep in contact in 2 seconds. Now, here's the fun part real quick. So I'm sitting there now. I've been with my wife for 24 years. So when a woman tells me to do something with authority, I probably just do it out of habit. So this lady looks over and asks me about me, and I was really exhausted and I had a lot on my mind. She must have picked that up. She said, stand up. So I just did it. I was like, okay. So I just stood up. And then she started guiding me through this thing. It felt awkward at first, right? She was asking me questions. I was pointing. And at the end of it, I felt relief, and it hasn't subsided. It was really a clarity exercise. And apparently it was rooted in NLP. So maybe it's not NLP. Maybe it's just a lot of people that are teaching it that I don't, resonate with. But my point is guess who showed up? I invited, gave value. Then she brought Nathan today. I didn't even know he was coming, right? And that's the snowball effect. So now you're just getting relationships that can open doors, right? If I would have sent them a funnel on an email, do you think they would have showed up like that? Do you think they're going to come tomorrow and bring friends if I sent just an email? They didn't know who was behind that email, right? Email can't help somebody. Email can't support somebody. If you do that with your drip funnel, my goodness, you're talking about a compound effect the size of Texas. So that was my takeaway. I didn't say things to get applause on the stage, and I said it because they needed to hear it, right? Like that's why they wanted to talk more. That's why they were asking about the hounds, not because of what I said, it's because of what I did. And to go to a place that has thousands of like-minded people trying to do the same is just surreal. So D. Scott, you opened the door, right? And now you are extending that for everybody else. And I'm going to make you blush a little bit, Big Texas. I mean, there you go. Round of applause, because you embodied all those principles and you tied us all together. Kindness Worldwide wouldn't have that support. Countless people out there like sand benefit from all of us going, but you were the guy that had the vision to get the ball rolling. You made introductions, you got the open door, and we stormed through it. And so now that's the attitude. If you're out there by yourself, maybe you're doing good in business. Maybe you're not. Who cares? Do better. Get in the right room, and that's why we created this. Thank you, D. Scott. Thank you, Russ. Because that's all people need is the right room for them. Mm-hmm. And that's what this is, guys.
Well, and I think Scott is always leading the way with things, and did they had an open mic for stand-up routines, and I thought, I mean, Scott does a lot of stuff, but I just didn't picture him going up there and doing a stand-up. But guess what? There was Scott up on the stage, and I just have a little bit of that I think I'll play here just for fun, because Scott was really funny. Not that I didn't think you'd be funny, Scott, but it was good. It was really good. So here's just a little bit about that.
Scott. All right. I say pod, you say fest. Pod. Fest. Pod. Fest. Pod. Fest. You know, it all started with a vision from Chris Promitzos. And I may have said his name right. You probably correct me, I don't know. But it was a vision that Chris had, and it is the longest running PodFest, whatever this thing is, right? And I believe it started in the year 6 BC. That's before COVID, right? So, yeah, the year 6 BC. You've met probably the most remarkable people here. You've been inspired. You in the last 60 hours, you have learned more than you learned in the last 60 months. You've all been encouraged to try something new, but there are so many different tracks happening at the same time. All right, now we're here in the comedy track. Thank you to Kimbrough and Bono. Give it to them. Yeah, it's inspirational, and you've been inspired to do something new, maybe expand what you're doing. Did you see Pat Flynn's presentation? Yeah. You're inspired to go out and do your own YouTube channel now? But it is, of course, all of the people that are important, all the people that you've met. I was in the wild card track, and I met some great people. Now, who can forget Scoob's laugh? As if I could hear it right now. I met Mark Maynard. Mark has inspired me to try some new things with his voice work. Thank you, Mark, and all the things you've created. So, like many of you, I brought my recording equipment with me. So last night, after the karaoke, I went back and I recorded an audiobook. I thought this would be a lot of fun. So I uploaded an audiobook, and I wanted to share some of what I did with you. So let me just try it out right here. Where's Waldo? Read by D. Scott Smith. Chapter 1. There he is.
Well, that was amazing, Scott. You inspired me. I thought, man, maybe I would try something like that. And then I thought, no, probably
So
not.
here's the deal. So the comedy track is run by Stephen Kimbrough. He goes by Kimbrough, and Paul Votto. And they're saying, hey, you should sign up, do the 3-minute stand-up routine. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. It's like, no, you should do that. It's like, yeah, I don't want to do that, which is exactly why I should sign up. So that's what I did. And so, as we say, good things happen when you say yes. Because Asher Brainer here, Hounds of Business, the guy is busy. He's got a family, by the way. He's got a cat who
Really?
was torqued. He was gone.
Man.
And he could have said, you know what? I would love to go to Orlando, but man, getting in the airport, go to the plane, got to, all the stuff. I got to prepare.
Mike
there's a lot
doesn't
of
come
things
out of
I
his
can
cave
do.
normally, right?
So, but he said yes, right? And so I'm just encouraging people. Now we hear a lot of saying, your no is broken, and in maybe some cases. But let me just say, when opportunities like this come, say yes. If someone says, hey, I've got a speaking gig in Madagascar, you say yes, and you'll figure it out.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think, Mike, you're good at saying yes to a lot of things. And, you and I had a little chat because I care about you and I wanted to make sure you're not saying yes to too many things. And I actually heard that conversation, which was good. And you know what? I mean, you've got life on the fast track, but at the same time, you're trying to keep things balanced and what's important in life, which I think is so good. So as we get ready to wrap things up here, Mike, just kind of tell us where you're going from here. We're going to talk tomorrow morning. Want to remind everybody about the Global Tea Break tomorrow. This will continue in the last couple of days. This is like my third live stream just around the Global Tea, around the PodFest, which has been amazing. But where are you going from here, Mike?
Yeah, thank you for asking. Well, we're raising the standard, and we're raising it high and soon, very soon. So that means we're going to be bringing in even more value. We're going to take all the good things that we've received already and take it to the next level. It was a very affirming event. When people respond and reach out, I mean, so it's a matter of we finally figured out that missing piece in that whole system that was missing. So now the Hounds is about to explode. So tomorrow is pretty much kind of a landmark event for us, right? Unofficially. But that's it. If someone out there is having trouble or feeling incongruent, or they just want to be pushed up organically, right? If you have a steakhouse, you don't want vegans in there. It's bad for you and them. You want to make sense. You want to do things with good people that want to push you up, like you heard today. And you want to do that with networking, right? Virtual networking primarily. You want to do that with media and social media. And welcome home. I didn't get into men's magazine. 90% of people got into a men's magazine in the Hounds. That was from an introduction and alignment. That was it. And I want that for other people who are kind of going out there going, do I really have to be salesy? No, you don't. If you're in the right room, again, the right room, check it out tomorrow. If it's not your room, then maybe it's Sally's room, right? But just go, because I don't want people to miss out on this blessing. Because when they miss out, people like us don't achieve what we set out to achieve because we don't have resources and people. And then we sit back and wonder why cancer ain't getting better, right? Why equality and homelessness, because the folks like us that were willing, we didn't make it. We gave up too soon. And I don't care if that sounds preachy. That's just a call. That's like bat symbol in the sky. That's what I want people to see that, be inspired by that, and get up and do it. Okay. And if you're already doing it, we got those too. Look at the guys here with me, right? We got them all. And you can do this. The world needs us to do good things. That's what this is about, guys. So thank you for that opportunity. I didn't want a sales pitch, but I'm not going to shy. I'd rather risk looking salesy than to not drive that point home. And we want to change the world together. Let's do it. We start with our business and then we move forward.
Amen. So how do people get in touch with you, Mike?
Well, carrier pigeon, but not this week. Apparently the whole worst snow in the history of man's coming, at least this area. LinkedIn, Redneck One, Mike Asherbrander, ASH, bunch of letters after. Or you can go to YouTube. We post our links there. So YouTube, Hounds of Business, and or just in a DM, right? Just show up, right? That's it. Don't worry about how to show up. Just show up. You'll figure the rest out. All right.
Yeah. So good. Scott, where are we heading from here?
Renee, see you.
So the deal is that I often end talks with a phrase that I derived based on watching my mother live. And I will say, it's not about making money. It's about living a life that makes a difference. And if you go to an event, whether it's virtual, so whether you come to the tea break tomorrow, you go to one of the Hounds meetings, if you go to your local chamber of commerce, if you walk in saying, I am going to make life better for the people that I talked to today, then you win, right? If you're in there and Mike will talk about this and his word, pitch slapping, right? Don't just go in and try to this is what happens. People go in and they go to network events and say, oh, hi, nice to meet you, Mike. And, what are you involved in? And what he hears is, oh, hi, how can I make money off of you? Right.
Right.
That is not the right way to do it. So I'm going to putting in the chat here a clip from a Tony Randall movie. Is mid 60s, right? Early 60s, Seven Faces of Dr. Lao. And here's the deal. The bottom line of this clip is there are many people who will not live a life that makes a difference. It is, they will live and they will die, and the world will be no different for them having been here. And I don't want anyone here to have that fate. I want people to look back on their life and say, I did what I needed to do to make other people's lives better. And if you do that, your life's going to be wonderful. But that's what it's all about.
Hey, I don't feel corny now. I mean, you just said what I said in a very much more eloquent way. That's why we get along. I can crust it up, you can smooth it out. And then Russ just smiles at me like a baby, Gucci goo, because he can't hear me. We're a dynamic trio, right?
Well, everybody go to Dean Scott Smith for more information on Scott, and also to sign up. Go there, it'll bounce you, or go to globalteabreak.com. Either one of them is going to get you there for tomorrow. And Scott, you just an amazing friend. I appreciate you so much. As we wrap things up, everybody, I'm just gonna take us out with this little clip again on PodFest, and then looking forward to tomorrow. It's going to be amazing. So Here we go as we roll out. Thanks, guys, for being here with me. It's been so awesome. And don't forget, everybody, Russ Reels live every Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Go to russreels.live for more information on signing up on my YouTube page. Love for you to do that. So let's take it out here.